Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday. As you can tell, it's very cold out here. I didn't check the temperature, but we're supposed to go below zero over the weekend, which feels like might be happening right now. Anyway, we've got to run one of the cars that we haven't been driving. So my daughter's car hasn't moved in a while, and I don't want her battery to die, so I'm gonna run her car, maybe take a quick spin around, and I gotta get some salt down on these steps because it looks pretty icy out here. So I'm gonna start her car, ice the steps, and take a little ride. Oh, man, is it cold.
I'm alone. Chuck McDowell.
Heat. All right. So I'm gonna go out there and salt. Oh, guys, this weather is treacherous. I've got to find my winter gloves and my winter hats. My hands hurt. My ears hurt. It takes your breath away. You know, you got to be really careful if you're out of shape like I am. And I will get into shape. If God allows it, I'm going to get into better shape this year. But yeah, you got to make sure you're protecting yourself, but you got to be careful too. If you come out and this starts shoveling snow and stuff, go real slow, take a lot of breaks, because it is a cardiovascular workout. I'm gonna let this thaw out a little more and we'll go for a little spin. You might not hear me talking because you're gonna be right up there by the defroster, which I'm gonna have blasting. Actually gonna sample that right now. That's with the full blast. It's a nice little car. Except for the fact I can't seem to get my seatbelt button. Okay. Alright, getting underway here in a sec. So it looks like I got some low pressure in her back tire here, so I'm gonna take this down to the sheets and get some air in that tire. It's another thing with the cold weather, the heating and cooling and everything. For some reason, scientifically, I don't know how, but the air pressure in your car or in your tires goes down, so you gotta put some air in it. A lot of people actually get nitrogen, I believe it's nitrogen, instead of just straight air in their tires, because it holds the pressure longer. Than regular air, I guess, with the temperature changes and stuff. So, yep, that's a thing. That's what we'll do. Get down to the sheets and get some air. On second thought, this is the line to get air. Everybody is doing it, and I checked the tires and they're not really bad. And the funny thing is I forgot, this supposedly does have nitrogen in the tires. Either that or they just used the little green caps for no reason. So I think I'm going to use my home air pump because her car's not losing air that badly. Alright, let's get on down the road. So I might take you down to West Allegheny, maybe go down Western Avenue and look at those little streets down there. That's a really nice neighborhood. But where we're driving right now, and I can't remember because I was a little kid, but there was a whole neighborhood down here. Like, this was whole section of the city, the East Street Valley. I don't even remember what the name of the town was. I'll have to look it up. If anybody knows, if anybody ever watches this, maybe somebody can let me know. I'll probably, chances are, be looking it up before anybody watches this and tells me what the name of the town was that they bulldozed in the East Street Valley. Town might not be the right word. I guess I would say neighborhood. But yeah, it was. There's a church off to the left here. I think that's one of the last things that survived, and they had to petition for it, and that got to stay. But there was another church that they had to demolish, and when they demolished it, they had to dig up a whole bunch of graves, and all of those graves, all those people and their remains, they all moved up to a cemetery on Troy Hill, I think. Troy Hill or Melville? I want to say Troy Hill, but that's a video we could do, probably go up there. There's a memorial up there. I forget how many people. I'm not even sure if they know how many people. Real strange what happens. After you're gone, your body could end up in a lot of different places. They had that, years ago, they had that bodies exhibit that was traveling the country to all the science centers and museums and stuff. You had that guy in Philadelphia that just dug up all those graves. So if we take North Avenue over, this is totally charted territory for my channel. So, I mean, we're Northsiders, not Central Northsiders, but we are Northsiders. So this is, oh, they painted that church black. I wonder what they're doing with that. Sorry about that. Yeah, they painted that. They must be getting ready to do something with that. Yeah, but there's some money in down here. I would guess that the people in Allegheny General here, the doctors and stuff, if I had to be there for the amount of hours that some of those doctors have to be there, I would probably move into one of these, renovate one of these row houses, or, because this is a really nice little section, north side. That's where that show, I never watch medical shows. Just I hate medical shows. And I never watch it, but it's cool that it's based here, or some of the scenes, I guess, like the B-roll is probably filmed here. So that's kind of cool for Pittsburgh. Alright, that Garden Theater that used to be, well, it started out I think as a regular theater, and then it turned into Dirty Movies, and then it closed for a long time, and now they refurbished it, and it's supposed to be apartments and shops. I think that big yellow brick building there on the right, that's all new. That's apartments. But they've had this garden theater thing under construction for a long time. More construction. Another old church. Oh, they got the whole road dug up here in front of this one. At the corner of North and Arch, right there. It's taken forever for this ice to melt off my windshield here. There are some just gorgeous homes down here. I love it. At a company work party at this little purple door place one time. That was way back in the day. It was at a trucking company I used to work for. YMCA. Alright, I'm going to shut you off and I'll get you back when we get over to West Allegheny. Okay, we just crossed Western Avenue. I opted to come up this way. The mansion's on your right. Apparently, one of them belonged to the Rooney family, who owns the Steelers, which makes sense. I don't know if that's true. Or maybe it was true at one point and then they, okay, I'm allowed to turn on red here. You know, one thing I noticed down in Florida, I might have some tickets in the mail because I don't think they have signs that tell you if you're allowed to turn on red or not. And I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look up the state driving laws if I'm gonna keep taking those long road trips down there. All right, let's straight ahead. If you go down, there's Rivers Casino, and then you've got all the riverfront. You've got Heinz Field, you've got PNC Park, but I'll save that for another day. This is Allegheny West, or West Allegheny as I call it. Before there were a lot of bridges, this town was its own town. Like Pittsburgh was different, and it was right across the river, but this wasn't even part of the city. And the funny thing about Pittsburgh is it's not necessarily small because a lot of people don't live here or whatever, and people did move out, but it didn't annex a lot of surrounding space like other cities did. Like I think some other cities, like the whole county is the city. Here it's just, you know, I think very few after 1900, early 1900s, very few local neighborhoods joined up with the city. So stayed pretty small. So here's North Avenue. We were up there by the hospital. Go down this way. I mean, this isn't a big section. Part of it's kind of industrial, and you can see this road's closed. That should take me right back to where we sort of started, but it's been closed forever. I don't know why or what the status is. And it also looks like I'm gonna have to turn around up here because the road on my right's a one-way. Oh, maybe I can turn here. All traffic must turn right. That's nice that they do that for you. I'm making a big circle. Okay, so you can get out this way. And we're right back where we started from. Head over this way. Try not to get arrested. I don't know about you guys, but every time I see the police, I get just a little bit edgy. Things aren't as bad as they used to be. It used to be down here for like the early 2000s. You didn't have to be doing anything wrong. If they felt like they wanted to stop you and shake you down, they'd just do it. And that's no joke. Alright, so straight ahead is Allegheny Center. This would be the heart of the north side. Turning left here. I love this old church. St. Peter Catholic Church on the right. Beautiful old church. On the left is the National Aviary. They got that designation some years ago. Straight ahead you got a statue of George Washington. And I forget who erected that. It was like either the Boy Scouts or the Boys and Girl Clubs or something. Some sort of I don't know what you would call it, non-profit. I'm gonna flip back around and I'll pull you out in a sec. Alright, now we're turning onto Brighton Road. There's Riggs Tavern on the right. I've never been in there. I haven't frequented bars since I was in my 20s, really. I don't think I haven't been to a bar in at least 3 decades, really, unless it was to eat. But I'm not, you know, I've never, for 30 years, I have not bellied up to a bar. On the left here is the Zone 1 Pittsburgh Police Station, which is kind of funny because this is kind of one of the dicier areas, which seems to be getting cleaner up. Yeah, things are looking a little better. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So, I mean, things seem to be looking up. Just, God forbid, if we have another issue, natural disaster or epidemic or something, this city just does not handle it well. Look at that. Did they build? Is that a house or is that a greenhouse? It must be a greenhouse. It's a Pittsburgh Science Workshop. That's new. Right off to this, right straight ahead here is the Bread Works. This smells so good when they're making bread. One of our favorite places to take walks up here is the Uniondale Cemetery, but they've got these automatic gates that if you don't pay attention to what time the place opens, there it's open. I'm going to drive in there. These gates here will close automatically, and oh, are we not allowed in here? Well, why are you open? Oh my gosh, this cemetery, I'm telling you, you can't drive in here. Now I gotta turn around. I'll have to well, I have the gates open for cars if you can't drive in here. That's what I want to know. Just shut the gates if you don't want to in here. I better back up one more time. So anyway, in here there's a few prominent graves on this side. I think the other side there's some prominent graves just of some interesting characters. There's a performer, I guess you would call him. I don't know if it was like that's Oliver High School. I think that they closed that as a regular school and they're still talking about what to do with it. A couple kids got shot right on the bus over here. Really sad. More Uniondale on the right. I'm probably gonna take ends up we'll go through Woods Run and then we'll probably head home. I think Woods Run is another section of Northside. I don't think I've ever shown. I've got some potholes. So now we're in Marshal Shadeland. Gas station off to my right here. Actually, one of the previous owners assaulted some people, and it appeared to be a racially motivated assault, and this neighborhood shut it down. Like, he had to sell it. What goes around comes around. I mean, whatever he did, I don't remember the full story, but I know he deserved it. It wasn't like people, you know, people overreact to certain things. He deserved it. So there's a cemetery up here. I can take you into this one. What's this one called? Highwood Cemetery. This one, cemetery closed due to weather conditions. Enter at your own risk. Okay, so I'll enter at my own risk. This cemetery is still very active. There's some really cool graves, and I will say what's really sad, there are a lot of victims of violence buried in here. I'm sure other cities might have cemeteries that are worse than this. If you ever watch Dan Bell, he does a lot of stuff like this. I mean, he's way cooler than I am, but Baltimore, I mean, I'm sure. But this is just such an old, I mean, there's so many layers to this place. But it's the sad part is just all the young people that are buried back in here. I'm not sure about anybody famous, but even as I drive, like how they put the pictures on the graves, like back in the day, you know, I was showing those black and white things, those black and white pictures of people. They have brand new pictures that they put of these young people on these graves, and it is, I don't know how you're a parent and live through something like that. I get nervous every time one of my girls is sick, and they're almost adults now, but if I lost one of them, I don't know what I would do. I'd have to have a serious intervention. I'm not even sure if anybody can hear anything I'm saying because I've got this fan on full blast. But this is my favorite little section here. You got a lot of those old little steps that go up that say the name of the families in the front, and then there's this one that reminds me of it's right into the hillside. It reminds me of like a vampire type thing. I mean, I know it's not, but it just looks like something that would be in a movie. You got the valley down there. I'm gonna get moving. Ice off again. Okay. There goes the ice. Finally. Yep, there we go. Now we have a really crappy view because it's all smudged. Maybe I should just turn these wipers on. Alright, let me shut you off for a second. There we go. Now you got high definition because I got the windshield cleaned off. Finally. Yeah, so not a bad final resting place. Quite honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to be buried in this cemetery. I mean, it feels dicey sometimes, and it's not like in the nicest area, but I don't know. I feel like I'd like my old bones to rest somewhere that has some layers to it. I don't want to go to a brand new cemetery. I want to be with all the other people that struggled in this city for their lives. Our favorite used car place looks like it's closed. That quick car wash, that's an old sign. So now we're descending into Woods Run. And it's kind of like, it is a run, it's a valley. It reminds, some parts of the city will remind you a lot of a coal mining town. In fact, I think before this place got populated, I do think there are some, I think that these hills were heavily mined. So this still says Marshal Shadeland. I don't know, maybe Woods Run is part of Marshal Shadeland. That building's abandoned and there's a door wide open on the top floor. I think I've mentioned this before, but some of these old places, they'll break into them when it gets like this. You gotta find shelter. And I'm gonna slow down here a little. There's a little divot. Gotta be warm. Yeah, this is kind of like their little, I guess, main thoroughfare. If you go straight up, that'll take you up into Brighton Heights, which we're kind of on the cusp of right now. I'm gonna turn us right here and head up past Riverview Park and get back up towards my home place. Caught Wise Guys Pizza once. I don't think it was horrible. That's an old library on the right. An old Carnegie library. And they put this in. I ride my bike down here sometime. Well, in 2023, I was on a bike craze, and I was riding my bike down this way, and it's a really fun ride going down the hill, but getting back up, forget about it. But it's nice because they put all these little speed bumps in so people can't go fast, and they cut like a channel down the middle of them. I don't know if that's for drainage or if it's for the bikes. I feel like it's for the bikes, but I'm so bad at controlling where I'm going. Somebody's got a one-piece pirate flag on their house. That's kind of fun. A lot of people putting flags up. Trump flags. Interesting. Got an interesting mix of people down in this area. I don't subscribe to any more politics anymore, so it's definitely not. Life's too short. I just do what's best for my family, and I think that's what everybody's doing. So can't hate on that. You can't hate on people. This bridge up here, they just rebuilt it, so that connects the neighborhood. It's a footbridge or bike bridge. I'm gonna have to take. I watched them build this while I was riding my bike in 23. I saw them sink the piers in. This summer, maybe this spring or next warm winter day, maybe I'll get the bike out. I think I'm figuring out my new job, so I might be able to get out more in the mornings before work and do some living before I have to start stressing, because stress is a killer. You'll see what I mean about the hill. So like here, your legs hurt pedaling up this little way. Oh man, they really cleared this out. So that's Riverview Park on the right. They've been in the midst of a really big project, clearing that all out and fixing the drainage because there's so many landslides back in there. Wow, it looks like they cleared out a lot of trees and stuff. Oh, they're redoing all of this. Wow. Okay. They took a lot of trees out. I hope they replant them. On the right, I used to think this was part of the high school, but I think it's actually part of the park. But on the right, up on the hill, is there's like a weird square track, like a track and field track and a soccer field in the middle. But people come up here and practice soccer, and I think they can use it for football too. And up the hill on the left is actually a little farm. Look at that cluster of bamboo there. That's a lot of bamboo. Road and back home. Flipping around here. Alright, so that's probably today's. I never know whenever I'm going to do anything else, so I could pop on and do another one, but I do believe this is like my vlog 10. My toes hurt because it's so cold. You got to be careful too if you're out in this. Make sure your toes stay warm. You don't want to lose a toe. I don't know how homeless people live. I don't know how birds and deer and everything else live out in this, but it's a lot. You know, I used to go camping in the cold, but nothing like this. So anyway, that's today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the little jaunt down on the north side, and I'll try to do more. Let me know if I'm rambling too much and you just want me to let it riff. And just see the drive, but I can't guarantee anything because I'm one of those people, if it feels good, I do it, and it feels good to talk, you know. Even if I'm talking to myself. But anyway, All right, guys, I will see you on the next one. Have a great day and stay warm wherever you are and stay happy wherever you are.